I'm Angellighttarot23. I'm a clairvoyant medium. I do tarot readings. I made my own clarity card collection. It's a lot of cards. So yeah, we're going to do a collective reading, find out what's going on in the collective energy. Over the past few days, we dealt with a lot of illusions, a lot of hurt, for whatever the fuck reason, people make up their own versions of things, and then the real story gets lost in the illusions, and then the two stories collide, and people that were stuck in the middle, their story becomes a third story. And it's like, wow, okay, we all need to just stop being so petty. And, taking action, going off whims. Because sometimes we can lose opportunities or create more struggle for ourselves. Sometimes it's necessary to deal with things, the pain, the hurt, the chaos. Let everybody know what your perspective is, why you're reacting in this way, and, pull back your energy from things when you need to. Even if it's your boss. Even though somebody is our boss, they may be our peer on a sidebar, We have our struggles. Are just natural struggles with one another, being peers. So when you are in a position like being a boss, when you have people who are your peers that are under you, that are just trying to have a good time and be comfortable and have fun, you gotta set your boundaries and be balanced. You need to keep the balance. When I say have a good, fun relationship with your peers, even though you're their boss, I don't mean you need to let loose and let too much shit slide. You can have a fun energy about you. Some people in power positions, they get too much of an ego and they're hard to have as a leader. We all have our special types of people for different positions in our life. Teachers, leaders, other half, or other, a lover. You're looking for different characteristics for each position that you have open in your life. Accept people for what they actually factually bring to the table in front of you. It is natural for us as humans to get caught up in the illusions, and we're The struggle becomes too much is when you don't know what to do about the illusions. You don't know how to get through the illusions. And this is when it's a good time to turn to the divine and follow the guidance. The real guidance. You know, listen to what you want to. You don't want to focus too much on something because you're not feeling it, don't. But at some point, you know, sometimes the universe reveals certain things to us just so we can put that in our pocket for later. You know, it's just, you are stuck in illusions, possibly. And if the divine illuminates this and that to you, you can be just weary of that, or be mindful of the fact you don't want to go this way or that way. That's all. We have 10 of Wands, somebody creating heavy burdens. As this Tower moment is happening, we have the Hierophants, an Emperor, a King of Wands. Emotional fulfillment, the High Priestess, Seven of Cups. Having something to do with options. Like other things people could be focusing on and celebrating. And instead, they want to celebrate things you shouldn't celebrate about. We have Queen of Cups and a Queen of Pentacles at the crossroads, taking a leap forward towards an Empress who can bring things back into balance. We got Asia, legal bind, 111. The angels are reading your thoughts. Messed up. Somebody fucking messed up bad, and they're trying to fix their situation, but they were creating way too many illusions, and they just can't even go on the same anymore. They gotta switch it up. Go back to the drawing board. Yeah. Going too far in certain directions can be detrimental. Somebody's anxious. We got Africa. Bills due. Shady offers. Lacking self-worth. Page of Pentacles. Learning a good point here about lovers and heartbreak. And Six of Wands. Like, what's victory to these lovers? We're gonna... the options that there are in order to celebrate. They choose to celebrate creating destruction and heartbreak. And confusion and... right? We got Two of Pentacles. These are the types of people who are pros at avoiding the real problem. That's reality. We have multiple priorities. They got to do. They're doing this over here. They're saying that over here to these people, and it's all coming together. And they're like patty caking some shit up just to like have it backfire in their faces. We got devilish. Somebody has some devilish goals and tendencies. And it's in the celebrations, you know, the things they celebrate. When I'm having struggles with somebody and we are in conflict, I celebrate them being their own demise. There's just certain things that I've learned along my journey. And I know, like, sticks and it's solid. Like, the spiritual facts add up. They will trip themselves up. It's all about that truth. We got a lot of communication at the end of a cycle. Somebody's feeling offended about something. Created a verbal dispute. Open your mind. Karma may have struck. Expect epicness. Feeling flirty. That's the epicness, that somebody's feeling flirty. Sometimes I've been out here going through the ups and downs on the battlefield of love for quite some time. Even though I don't get anywhere with most people, I do have a good time, you know, sharpening each other. We learn lessons from our peers. And when you keep an open mind, you allow other people to bring totally new, like, perspectives about anything, really. You know, it depends on who you're meeting. But a lot of us observe other people in order to understand how we should feel about ourselves. You know, we're always checking in with our peers and seeing what they do, and if we like something they do, we'll try to do that too. You know, doesn't matter how old you get. I'm sorry, I'm like, yeah, drink. Got this teeth whitening toothpaste. It was a duo pack. I really just wanted the gel that came with it to go with my light. But the toothpaste that came in the pack, it's kind of chalky. It leaves my mouth with the chalkiness. Anyways, sometimes you find your best friends in the struggle. I'm thinking about, like, Pineapple Express. Maybe not. No, was it Pineapple Express? When, with, what's his name? James Franco? And that other guy. And at first he was just going to pick up a bag of weed from his dealer. And then they started talking, and then he witnessed a murder at some other guy's house, and then they were like running together. And then a third guy becomes a part of them running away from these guys. Red, who who ends up in like a neck brace, and he's like fucking limping and shit at the end. But they all like stuck together through all the fucking bullshit that was happening. But that's what you do with real friends. So some people may have, witnessed some epic fucking back and forth emotional shit happening out here on the playground / battlefield of love. And somebody's like feeling flirty, sometimes you're like in the middle of the battlefield fighting the war, and then somebody you just love their fighting style. And you're like, God damn, their fighting style is so hot. And then it's just like, oh, look out, bomb coming. And then it's like, dude, I don't feel no love. Don't let anyone make you feel less because you're fucking ignorant. All they do is set up trickery acts and stuff. It's just the type of people they are. Everybody has a different type of soul. Not everybody's gonna be like you. Like, I'm a holy being. And I think straight. So where other lesser beings from like different realms and categories, they're not as smart and they're not as protected, and it matters. It matters. So yeah, those lesser minded people, they like to use trickery and illusions. Make it look like. We got gang watch. They got their focus on you. Ancestors see you growing. This is somebody's worst nightmare. Because they had bad intentions. Caring for self-healing, Some people want you to freaking, like, they see you on the edge and they just want to do, they want to be able to just do a quick combo move and get you to just like lose it all, kill yourself, whatever. But no, certain people have rose above that and have core strength. So at this time, people who were feeling a little beat up out here on the battlefield of love, who have gone back to the barracks, they're healing up. We have gang. Somebody's a snake that uses tricks and magic illusions to gain personally. And that's where you gotta draw a line for certain people. You can accept somebody who has a soul from the underworld, but if they're not embracing their actual purpose appropriately, they need to be put in check. Like last night I was talking about Adam and Eve in one of my videos. I was talking about the serpent in the tree who tells them not to freaking take the forbidden fruit. However, after the serpent goes away, It was fucking Eve's idea to fucking try the fruit. And she was like, Adam, let's do it. And he's like, but they said don't do that. And she was like, fuck him. And he was like, okay, whatever. And then they tried it. They're just human. The serpent has a purpose. He was sent by God and told them, listen, this is some shit like called temptation, a temptation offer. God put this shit here. Don't blame me. Don't touch it. You're gonna be good. Serpent left. They didn't listen. And then they blame the serpent. God put it there. That serpent knew his position. He knew his place with God. At the end of the day. If you don't know your place with God at the end of the day, you're going to have trouble. The universe is going to send lessons your way. The universe will make you a fucking example. We have Four of Pentacles. Somebody wants power over a situation. When it comes to this coming into union and getting things solved, the deeper healing, you know, people have been working through the struggles on the battlefield of love. They're healing up, and now we're like coming back together about, dude, what the fuck was going on before we had to go back to the barracks there. Somebody doesn't want to talk about it. Or they want to just forget about how this happened and that happened and just move on. But in reality, when certain things happen and there's wounds that need like extra healing, you gotta give it the proper attention. You gotta find a proper medic on the battlefield of love for certain wounds. You can't just band-aid everything. Some things need gauze, so they like stay in place for a little while, you know, stop the bleed. And some people just need fed. Sometimes when you're running around out here on the battlefield of love, it's hard to get a good meal. We got a Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. This Queen of Pentacles was creating a lot of obstacles and fuckery, and they had bad intentions. It's obvious. And it's like, why are you doing that? When we could be celebrating this, that, and that other shit. Wants to put somebody in their strength. They want to see how somebody's going to use their strength. They want somebody to go too far in their strength is what it is. Power hungry bitch. Self-celebrations, personal goals. Their personal vision is off from the greater vision. Everybody would rather have fun and celebrate something everybody can laugh about and have fun about. Instead, when certain people are involved, we are constantly competing and people are falling down and Nobody wants to give a hand to get them back up, and it's too much. It's chaos. It's destruction. Too much upheaval. Two-faced people. You know, when you're out there on the battlefield and you're alone, you want to make sure you got your helmet, you know, you got your head protected. You want to get your, you know, bulletproof vest. So your, like, heart's protected and shit. Cushion. You need cushion. And then you got your weapon, whatever the fuck that is, that you take shots at people for if they're getting too close, trying to take off your cushion. You know, remove your cushion when you didn't tell them that was cool because you don't trust them yet. Yeah. There's definitely better ways to look at things. Certain people just want to be complete downers. I'm like, please stop. Like, I'll go off, like, I'll get the ball. I'll go off on a whole fucking, I'll run a whole lot of yards with that fucking ball. It'll be an epic play. I real like, oh my god, did you see that play? Yeah, woo! And some other bitch ass player was a two-faced bitch. Fucking dye their hair and do some kind of magic spell to make it look like the number on the jersey was their number and switch their number, you know, switch the numbers with yours. Like, your number was on their jersey and their number was on your jersey and create a whole illusion on video. And the video, like, glitches and stuff. It's like, zzz. What the fuck? We're talking Matrix gameplay here. Literally a football. On the battlefield. You know, taking a break from running through the bombs and bullets. Play a little game. All you have to do is fucking have an epic play. And some bitch wants to pretend like they were you. Guys, it's so funny because it's so true. I opened a portal to solving the madness when it comes to groupie drama. Like, like groupie Pandora box. Pandora's groupie box. Oh my god, I think she's just funny to me. Sometimes I just laugh randomly because realizations. I like to be surprised. Some people out here, they do whatever they do and they know what's gonna happen next, but I like the blessing of surprise. You know, I enjoy the unknown. Some people fear the unknown. Well, yeah, some people who do look to the future, they don't respect certain things. Some people do. They're good at it. That's when we are coming to the modern day witch trials. Good witches and bad witches. I myself am an earth angel. I'm literally on a holy mission. So, if something's not in alignment with my higher purpose, it's not for me. We have somebody stressed out, anxious, and worried, going within and thinking about something. We have the Lovers, Victory. Somebody was backstabbing and betraying. The vision, the goal, moving forward. Two of Pentacles. Taking steps, juggling multiple priorities to get to a overall outcome. It's like cooking up a dish. Queen of Wands. Earlier today, I was thinking about something, and I smelled fresh cilantro in the air. And then I knew. We need to roll an enchilada army with fresh cilantro. So that's what we're going to do. Why waste any time that's putting in order? Oh. Hello, Rolando? I need an order of enchilada army. Make sure it's very fresh cut cilantro. Extra queso. Yes. Thank you. Alright. Orders in for an enchilada army. Alright, justice. Justice shall be had. You do your best. Nobody else can tell you what is best for you. If you are feeling down, all it takes is a change in focus. Cheating. Cheating in the game. Somebody's changing their view now. It's dangerous when you're cheating in the game. We have Uranus, known as the planet of liberation and freedom, brings you extreme feeling to take or make a breakthrough. You are feeling limitless. Once you have certain things illuminated to you that were holding you back, and you're like, oh shit, that's what it was, fuck that. Cut ties. You're free. You know? The battlefield of love is the perfect way to describe all the bullshit we go through. Sometimes we get tied up in situations with certain people and individuals. And then it's like mobility of our arms is harder. It just makes it harder. They don't want you to see certain things. You're like, I'm confused. I'm so blind. Whatever it is. Some people like get you inside, you know, they get up in your head, your heart, and then it's like it's like you got some kind of spell put on you, and it's like in Minecraft when the witch throws a little spell bottle, and you have the little loopy things like around you, and like everybody knows you're under some kind of spell, and that's why you're like, your health is depleting, because you're like, ouch, ouch. I love Minecraft. That's a pretty good game. But yeah, it's like you fall under somebody's spell. Like, oh, I fell for his stupid spell. He had me under some kind of spell because I can't believe I believed anything he said. We got manifesting. The Fool card. Somebody's taking a leap away from something, you know, they're feeling regretful they even listened to whatever. And we got the Hierophants. The Hierophants are helping lead people away from illusions. Sometimes the angels create their own illusions as a diversion, and then we can move away from the real illusions. We got 9 of Cups, King of Wands. You know, you can tell the difference between your spirit guides and the angels creating illusions and your opposition, like enemies. Their illusions are different because there's no love behind their illusions. It's all about your intentions. your real people that care about you and are trying to guide you away from danger, you will sense the love in the actions that they take, even though there's an illusion. Alright, we have the audacity. Somebody's fucking appalled at somebody's bullshit. Connected to world issues and is out of control. Divinely orchestrated. Somebody dug a hole for somebody to fall in, but they fall in it themselves. 111. Angels are reading your thoughts. Change to environment needed. History repeating itself. Spiritual chakra activation. Making out. Got the tea. Oh shit. Somebody was making out in the middle of the battlefield, on the battlefield of love, even though there was like bullets in the distance and there was like bombs going off. When the moment's right, the moment's right. Now you're taking shelter real quick, and it's just it's perfect setting. Their fucking fighting style's hot. It happens, man. The magic. The magic happens. So you're in the heat of the moment with somebody in the middle of the battlefield, the setting's red and everything. Start making out, and then the door busts open. You're like, oh god! You're thinking it's somebody, you know, coming to get you. But no, it's just some bitch that wants to join, and you're like, not trying to share. You're like, nah. It's fucking hilarious to me. They gotta stay out of my head, dude. Fucking witches. They want shit to get interesting, and then it gets interesting. I know I'll be fine out here on the battlefield. I'm highly protected. We got Asia. Somebody's a bully. Not as dumb as they seem. Public eye. Ancestors see somebody growing. Dumping ashes on someone. You know, yeah. When somebody did something fucked up. They want to try to be like, oh no. The evidence, they brush it over there. They're like, oh no, it was them. You got a typical Karen, held in high honor by religious people, swingers, These swingers are celebrating, creating fucked up scenarios for other people. They're just hateful inside. Just when you thought you could only expect epicness, disappointment, we're going to have nice, epic outcome. Alright, we have the Emperor. So when it comes to that spiritual game stuff, guys, and like the battlefield of love, be mindful of things that you say out loud and your thoughts. Because your spirit guides and the angels and the devil and all kinds of spirits are listening. Especially when you're talking out loud. And if you put power behind some things you're saying, they will extra pay attention. It's like putting out demands and commands. So, you realize that when you are utilizing the powers of the universe. The powers of the universe is right at the end of your fingertip. Only if you want it to be. So this Emperor caught up in the balance problem to do with this High Priestess. Two of Pentacles, juggling multiple priorities, Five of Cups, regrets for creating the obstacles of fuckery due to bad intentions, because it created a lot of destruction and chaos and upheaval. It causes people to need to take more time. Like, people waste their time on certain things. They need to draw back their energy and go to the barracks. It takes time to walk back to the barracks and heal up and check your chest and all that stuff before you go back out there. They don't think about that stuff. But you're thinking about this stuff on your walk back to the barracks, like, damn. I went all that way to go to complete this mission and that mission. We were all set. We had everything. We were ready to go. However, on the way there to go complete the missions, it was like a side quest popped up. And this side quest really did more damage to you than you ever imagined it would have. So that's why you guys gotta go back to the barracks. Side quest. But the little side quest, even if they don't realize it on the way back to the barracks, this little side quest is gonna, like, the item that they were given when they completed the side quest, that's gonna be significant in one of the missions that they have, that they were gonna go do. Maybe had they just skipped this side quest and went on, they would have been halfway through completing the mission and fucking like died or something, because they didn't have that one item. Some people's spirit guides watch their back like that. They'll give them that just feeling inside, like, I don't know, maybe we should go on this little side quest. And then they end up being happy they do. And then they're like, thank you, God. Thank you for popping up with that side quest. Yep. Had this person not gone through the side quest, they could have ended up not defeating this boss. There was a boss with a big fucking hole, kind of like at the end of one of the levels in Mario. And there's the little fucking dragon demon guy. And the fireballs are all over, and you gotta like try to get over him and like jump. But this guy's got like holes, and you gotta like jump over him and the holes. It's like, fuck. And then he ends up falling in one of his holes, and you don't even have to get over to the other side. So essentially you killed the boss guy, and it's all good. Yeah, so, you know, sometimes the little boss guys at the end of those games, they're like laughing at you. They're like, ha ha ha, ah ha ha. You can't get past. And you're like, jump on their head. And they're like, ah. Jump on their head again. Ah. And then they just fell in their hole, and you were like, yes. Win. Yeah. I feel like I'm just going on and on. I feel like people need to go back to the drawing board. I'll leave that here. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks.